Welcome back to Ask NCM. I'm Steve Hall at the NCM Institute. Got a question here from a general manager, and I think he kind of put a little bit of overemphasis on the question the way he wrote it to me. It says, my hiring professionals need help. What advice can you offer me? And I can just hear these words rolling off of his tongue with the frustration of, how do we get good people? This happens all the time. We're in a market where it's hard to find people. Unemployment is low, talent is hard to find, and we're constantly looking on ways to bring people in. So I feel the pain. First of all, the tips that I would say is you've got to know what you're looking for. Define exactly what you're looking for in the position and in the person to fill the position. Is this somebody who has to have special skill sets? Do they have to have DMS knowledge? Do they have to have brand knowledge? Or they have to be a very high dominance personality or a high detail personality? You've got to know these things before you can start filling the role with somebody that, one, is going to last, and two, is going to perform. So you got to get that clearly defined. After you do that, you've got to make sure that your recruiting efforts are ongoing. You can't wait till you need somebody to start recruiting efforts. You've got to have a pipeline full. And if you do that, then hopefully you'll have more choices to, more candidates to choose from. One of the challenges that we run into on people that do interviews is they decide that a person can maybe fit the item that we need, and so we give them a try because it's hard to find people. Well, that person doesn't work, then we go back into interviewing and we do the same thing and the same thing, and it's a never-ending battle. Versus making sure we know exactly what we want, holding out to get the person that fits that, and then we don't have the turnover and we actually have somebody that can produce in the position. I know it's hard to wait for that ideal candidate, and it doesn't have to be every single checkbox, but it has to be the majority of them for it to work. Otherwise, it's a never-ending circle. Another thing you have to look at is your interview process. Managers that interview continually because of turnover may be because they don't know how to interview properly for the position. So, and let me kind of explain that on it. If you're not interviewing and hiring people for growth, but you're hiring for turnover, it may be because you lack the interview questions to describe the job correctly. You may be overselling the person on the job for what it really is, okay, versus underselling, and then they come in and be surprised in a positive way. Now, I'm not saying over or undersell as much as just be real with the position. Let the person know what's expected. Let them know what you're looking for, and then find out whether they have the personality and the traits to make it happen. Don't settle. Don't delay in looking for people. Actively pursue people. Try to get a pipeline of people in your system, and then what you can do is you can take those people's personalities and fit them to the right jobs as they come up, and it'll help you in your hiring process. There's no silver bullet. There's no one ad or keyword or place to look to find these people. It's a never-ending battle. But the better interview you job with the better defined position you have, the better luck you're going to have in keeping the person in there, and thus have to look for people less often. It's a tough situation, but I hope that this will help.